This video is meant to give you a little bit of support when it comes to finding your Lit Crit articles for your Metamorphosis essay. So this sheet that you got in class on Tuesday is going to be really useful. Remember up here, these are essays that are right in the back of your Metamorphosis book. I've broken them down by lens. There are more than the ones I have listed, but those were just the ones that stood out to me. So if you're a Freudian lens, maybe you want to start with skimming these articles. Some of them might have to do with what you're talking about. Some of them may not. Say you're doing the Oedipus complex. Maybe this essay is about that, or at least pertains to that, while these ones don't. It's up to you to kind of give it a skim through and see if any are useful. If they are, give it a close reading and figure out where it will fit in your essay. We're also going to have a cart of books here in the classroom on Thursday, so feel free to get into those books, look at the table of contents, see if there's a chapter or an essay that pertains to you. So if you want to, you can use all print sources. You don't even have to use a database article. If, however, you want to use an electronic source, here are instructions and reminders about how you get to those databases, and these are the databases that will be most helpful to you. So this sheet is going to be really useful. Remember, when you're at home, you're going to have to use passwords and all that. So let's look at some of the specific databases, since I'm guessing many of you will decide to go that route. So here at the Grandview Library homepage, remember we can go to databases there. If I go to English, all of these are going to be good for finding literary criticism. My two favorites are Gale Lit Resource Center and JSTOR. So if I go to the Lit Resource Center, I already pulled it up. I might start by just putting in the book title, Metamorphosis. Let's see what happens. So here I have an overview. Remember, we don't want overviews or summaries. That's just going to kind of be a summary of the book. We're looking for an analysis of the book. This one, that sounds interesting if you're interested in why a bug, why a parasite. If you keep going though, there are some in here that are about, like here's one. So Ovid, the ancient Roman poet, he also has a text called Metamorphosis. A lot of these are about Ovid's Metamorphosis. That does not help us at all. So just searching Metamorphosis is actually not the best idea because we have all of these and only some of them will actually be about Kafka's Metamorphosis. So I would instead start by doing Kafka and Metamorphosis. Now we should only get articles that are specifically about the book we read. I can skim through, I can see if anything looks good to me, or I can narrow it down a little bit more. Maybe I try Kafka and Metamorphosis and Freud. This one came up, so maybe Freud is somehow mentioned in there. Can keep looking to see if anything looks good or not so much. Ooh, here we go. Oedipal scapegoat. That's definitely Freudian. So research takes some time. You're going to have to really, if this might be good for new historians. So you have to play with keyword searches. Some will work, some won't. You just have to do a lot of skimming of titles and then opening them up and doing skimming of actual articles to see what might work. Now, JSTOR is a lot bigger than Gale, so maybe I want to do Kafka and Metamorphosis in here to start. I don't want books because it'll just be book reviews, so I'm going to click journal articles to sift it down a little bit. Now there's a ton. I can use this stuff to sift it down more, or maybe I want to do, and here's some I've tried, class and social class and feminists with a asterisk, so that'll search for feminist, feminism, gender. These are some things I could try. Maybe I want to do this to look for articles about Judaism, anything about, if I'm looking at new historical, maybe that will be interesting. Metamorphosis is a metaphor. Samsa and Samsara, that's the one I read recently about rebirth. So I can look in there. I can try different combinations in here as well. Now, if I am more interested in finding out about Prague or about Kafka and his life, I can try other databases. There are some listed on your sheet, but maybe I want to try EBSCO. It's kind of a catch-all one. I'm going to click full text, and maybe I do Prague, and this is one of the topics I researched for my sample. And I can see if I find anything good here. Or maybe I change it to Kafka. I want Franz Kafka. I don't know if there'll be any others that search up, but we can try this. This one appears to be in a different language. So getting rid of the Franz helped a lot because some people just refer to him as Kafka. So I can try different combinations in here as well. So hopefully you guys will be okay with the database searches. You've had a lot of practice last semester, so just keep at it. You got to really try a bunch of different terms to find stuff you like. And if databases aren't working for you, we have a lot of books.